Hello, my name is Tamera North and I am the author of the book 101 Ideas for Developing a Confident and Skilled Child. My book is available on Amazon. So today's video, I'm going to talk about some pretty important concepts. After you purchase the book, it's very important that you watch this video from beginning to end because there's some very important concepts that you really want to take in and learn. So one of the first ones I'm going to talk about is once you get the book, you're going to get yourself a shelf for your child. It can be about this size, it can be a little bit smaller. So basically the shelf is for them, and all the activities that you're putting together from the book are going to be on the shelf. So the child knows where to put their activity when they're done, where to get it when they want to begin. They can go to the shelf anytime during the day to work with the learning material that you've put together. So that's very important that they have a shelf of their own and it's their own space in their home. The second concept I'm going to be focusing on is to get your child their very own rug. I have an example right here. The rug can be a little bit smaller than this one, but just as long as it fits their body and the activity that they're going to be working with. So you would show them how to carry their rug, how to place it, and how to roll it. Then you would show them how to sit on their rug, and then they can take an activity off the shelf and place it on their rug, and then they can begin working with the activity. So the rug is a very, very important concept. Basically, it teaches the child that this is their working space. If you have two children at home, you would need two rugs, one for both children. They would understand that that's their own rug, and if they choose an activity, they have to respect that that's their activity on the rug, that the child can't just come and take it, that it's on that child's rug, and to respect that space. Then when they're done taking the learning activity off the shelf, they basically roll their rug, carry it, and put it in its place. So I'm going to show you how the child takes an activity off the shelf. As you can see here, I have what I call trays. I've got a couple different ones, some wooden ones and circular. They can be smaller, they can be larger. Basically, the activity that you put together for the child is going to be placed on a tray such as this. And then it's very easy for them to just place it on the shelf and take it off the shelf. As you can see, I have a few learning materials on the shelf. You basically would show the child how to take an activity, place it on their rug, and they can begin working with the activity. When they're completed, they can put it back on the shelf. As you can see, I have 4 learning materials. It doesn't matter where the child places the learning material, as long as there's a space and they can just place it there. Secondly, it's very important that you teach the child that organization skill, that when we're finished with something, we put it away. And when we want to begin, we take it off the shelf and place it on the rug. So the next point I want to point out is that you can show the child you can demonstrate a few of the learning materials, let's say 2 or 3, and then perhaps the next day or a few days after, you can demonstrate to them another few more activities until you have maybe about 5 or 6 or 7 learning materials on the shelf. Then what I do is to recycle the learning materials so that the child doesn't get perhaps too used to the same activity, is every month. So every month I have a bin. And so perhaps let's say it's September. Take all the learning materials that I've introduced to the child for September. I would put it in the bin, such as I'm doing right now, and I would store it away. And then I would have another bin, for example, for the month of October, and I would be demonstrating and then placing those learning materials on the shelf. So the child every month feels like new activities for them to work with. each month. And then you can always introduce the September bin back in for September. So that's just how I do it, is sort of a recycling, and the children are always excited every month that there's some new learning materials. And yeah, so that's a very important point I just wanted to share with you. Okay, thanks for watching. These tips should be very helpful to you. Thank you for seeing the entire video from beginning to end. Again, you can check out my book on Amazon. It's 101 Ideas for Developing a Confident and Skilled Child.